What I want you to get out of this video is a realistic approach to sustainable weight loss, because it doesn't mean anything if you gain all of the weight back. Plus, if we can set realistic expectations right from the start, I'm hoping that it can help you push through the hard times so you can keep going so that you can finally achieve your weight loss goals this year. Here are some of my client transformations, and sure, they're amazing. I can post them online and talk about their transformation. And yes, some of them achieved amazing results relatively quickly, but the reality of lasting weight loss is that it might take you more time than you think. This is my client Pauline. She's been coaching with me since December 2021. So at the time of filming this, just a little bit over 2 years. She started coaching with me because she wanted to gain confidence. She wanted to look in the mirror and like what she saw, but she also wanted to be physically fit and capable and feel strong. This is her progress photos from when she first started, comparing that to her most recent check-in photo. This was taken 1 week ago. It's amazing, right? I'm so proud of her. But this is something that I really want you to understand. This is her progress photos from 2 months ago compared to her most recent progress photos that you just saw. As you can see, we've made significant changes in her body composition within these last 2 months. And this is what most coaches don't talk about. For some people, it takes a little bit longer for things to finally click for them, depending on their starting point, their responsibilities, their skills, their habits, and all of that. You could spend a while getting the foundations in line, but once things click for you, the results you see will be exponential. It's like a rocket ship. When a rocket is launching, the most difficult part is the launching off of the ground and getting into the air. But once it's in the atmosphere, it's effortless. Getting started is going to be the most difficult part because you're unlearning bad habits, you're fixing your relationship with food and exercise, and you have so many new skills to learn. And these are big changes to your lifestyle. You're gonna feel frustrated and you're gonna feel like you wanna give up, but as long as you keep going, you're gonna learn all of the things that you need to do. If you want fast results that don't last, you can keep doing the extreme diets like keto. But if you want results that stick, you have to give yourself some grace during this time. If you can make it through the resistance and keep going, you can finally achieve and experience the life and health that you've always wanted. Here are 3 key takeaways from Pauline's journey so far so that you can keep in mind as you start and continue to make progress on your weight loss goals. Number 1, if your approach isn't working, change things up. Now, there's a big caveat there, which we'll go over soon. If you start off with tracking your calories and your macros, but you keep falling off because you just can't stick with it, do something differently. You might not be ready for that just yet. There are plenty ways to reach your goals. Some of my clients do meal plans, some of them track their calories and their macros, some of them I just give them food structures and guidance. Find what works best for you in the season of life that you're currently in. I'll leave a link in the description to a nutrition guide that you can follow that doesn't require you to weigh or track anything. This is a great way to get started for beginners. But if you don't want to spend the time figuring all of this out on your own, I'll also leave a link to my one-on-one coaching application down in the description. This is the big caveat that I was talking about. Give yourself enough time to see the results and make sure you're being consistent in what you're doing before you make any changes. You can't start something and decide that it's not working after a week. Give yourself enough time, a month or 2, and be consistent with that before you make any changes. And if you're having a hard time sticking with it and adhering to it, then that's a really good sign that that approach might not be for you. All right, let's make things very clear. Your goal is to stay consistent 80% of the time. That means out of 7 days, you are following your plan 6 out of those 7 days. If you're only following the plan 4 out of 7 days, you can't really be upset that you're not seeing any progress. So that is what you're working on. You are working on being more consistent with your plan, and that in and of itself is making progress. Just work on getting that number higher before you make changes to anything. And number 2, progress leads to motivation. It's hard to stay motivated when you're feeling like you're not making any progress. So make sure you're measuring progress in ways other than just the number on the scale, because that number on the scale can really mess you up, especially if you're not weighing yourself every week and taking the averages. I actually did a video on weight fluctuations, why they happen, and my recommendation of how to keep track of your weight so you don't totally lose your mind while you're trying to lose the weight. I'll leave a link in the description for that video as well. So what are forms of making progress that you can look for in your journey? This is a big list, so screenshot this and check in with yourself on these things every single week. These are just some of the things that I ask my clients about in their weekly check-ins. But things like energy levels, better digestion, a better relationship with food. And even if you ate something that was off of your plan, were you more mindful? Did you make sure you didn't overeat? That's progress. Your consistency, like we talked about earlier, are you able to be more consistent with your plan as the weeks go by? That's progress. So find wins in all areas because small wins lead to big results down the road, which leads us to our final point. Just keep going. If Pauline had given up and she didn't push through the hardship, she probably wouldn't be where she's at right now. Now she's at a place where the skills, the habits, and all of the actions that she learned will stick with her for the rest of her life. And because she went through this hardship and she learned all of these things, and now she's acquired the skills and the habits, she has now become the person who is able to keep the results that she's achieved. Think about people who win the lottery. Most of them go broke because they didn't learn the skills and the habits that they needed to be responsible with that money. Compared to someone who had to fight tooth and nail to earn the money that they have, both of these people will have a different relationship with that money. And the same thing goes for weight loss. And I want you to remember that you're gonna have off weeks, maybe even months, but that's okay. Just get back on track as soon as possible. And even getting back on track is a skill. Maybe in the beginning it takes you a few weeks to get in the rhythm of things and get back on track. But as the weeks go by, maybe that turns into 7 days and then 5 days and 3 days. And now you're in a position to be able to just get back on track the next day. Boom. Progress. I hope this video was helpful for you. I'm a coach first and foremost, and I'm here to help. So consider subscribing if you want to make weight loss simple and easy to understand. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, the link will be down in the description. But if you're not ready for that, just leave a comment and let's chat and let's get you moving in the right direction. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!